Welcome to Sveta's menu. Today, we're going to make Schnitzel, a dish that's simple, yet incredibly delicious. It's perfect for a family dinner, or even when guests unexpectedly show up. So let's get started. To make Schnitzel, the main thing we need is the meat. I'm using pork today, but you can easily substitute it with beef, veal, chicken breast, or even turkey fillet. Use whatever you prefer. Pork gives the schnitzel a rich flavor and keeps it nice and juicy. Just make sure to use boneless meat with as few sinews as possible. It'll make the prep work much easier. That's really the only key ingredient. Everything else is just for breading. We'll need some flour, breadcrumbs, and eggs. I've taken 2, but I can add more if needed. We'll also need salt, ground black pepper, and some vegetable oil for frying. Most of these things you probably already have in your kitchen, which makes this recipe super convenient, even for a last-minute dinner idea. Let's start by slicing the meat. I've got 1 kilogram of pork here. Cut it into slices about 1.5 to 2 centimeters thick. I ended up with 6 pieces. Don't go too thin. It'll dry out. But don't go too thick either. It won't cook evenly. You want a good balance. Now it's time to tenderize the meat. Take a piece and cover it with plastic wrap. This helps keep things clean and prevents bits of meat from flying all over your kitchen. You can use a meat mallet or even the flat side of a large knife. Pound it until the slice is about twice its original size. Flat and wide, but not falling apart. One little tip: if your meat has a fat edge like mine does, make a few small cuts through the fat. That'll help prevent the meat from curling up while it fries. If it doesn't lay flat when pounding, trim the edges a bit. These little steps make a big difference in the final result. Once you've flattened one side, flip it over and pound the other side too. Take your time. The more evenly you do it, the more tender and juicy your schnitzel will be. When you're done, season it with salt and pepper. Just on one side is enough. Since the meat is thin, the seasoning will spread nicely during cooking. Your meat should now be about 1/2 centimeter thick. That's ideal. It cooks quickly and stays juicy. Set this piece aside and repeat the process with the rest of your slices. Try to keep them all the same thickness for even cooking. Now that the meat is ready, let's move on to breading. First, crack your eggs into a bowl and beat them gently with a fork or whisk. Add a pinch of salt. You can also pour in about 50 milliliters of milk or water to make the mixture a bit lighter. That's optional. Time for the breading process. First, coat each piece of meat in flour. This step is important because it creates a dry surface that helps the egg cling more effectively. Without flour, the egg can slide off the slick surface of the meat, leaving bare patches and causing the breadcrumbs to fall off during frying. Then dip the floured piece into the beaten egg, making sure it's fully coated. The egg acts like glue. It holds the breadcrumbs in place and forms the first layer of that delicious golden crust. Take your time here and make sure the entire piece is covered, especially the edges, because those are the spots where coating often slips during frying. Finally, cover the meat in breadcrumbs. Press the schnitzel gently into the breadcrumbs so that they stick evenly across the entire surface. I like to lightly pat the breadcrumbs in with my fingers. This helps create a nice, even layer that won't fall off in the pan. I use plain breadcrumbs, but feel free to experiment with seasoned ones. Garlic powder adds a lovely aroma. Dried herbs like oregano or thyme can bring an extra layer of flavor, and a touch of smoked paprika gives a subtle warmth and color. If you're making this dish often, try mixing your own custom blend to match your family's taste. Make sure the schnitzel is well coated all over. Check for any spots where the meat is still showing. If you find one, press in a bit more breadcrumb and smooth it out. A properly coated schnitzel fries up evenly, gets beautifully golden, and holds onto its crispy shell without flaking apart on the plate. That's it. Our schnitzel is now ready to fry. Repeat the same breading process with all the other pieces. Take your time and do it neatly. The better the breading, the crispier the crust. When all your schnitzels are ready, it's time to fry them. Heat up your skillet and pour in a generous amount of vegetable oil. Don't be stingy. The schnitzel should almost float in the oil. That's how you get that golden, crispy crust. Add more oil as needed. To check if the oil is hot enough, drop in a tiny piece of breading or batter. If it sizzles right away, you're good to go. Gently place the schnitzel into the pan. Cook it over medium heat for 2 to 3 minutes on each side. This gives it a golden color, while ensuring the meat cooks through. After 2 minutes, flip it carefully using a spatula. Do it gently, so you don't damage the crust that's already formed. You should see a beautiful golden brown color. That's a good sign that the heat is just right. If it's too pale, give it another 30 seconds. If it's too dark, lower the heat a little for the next batch. As the schnitzel continues to cook on the second side, you might notice a slight bubbling sound from the oil. That's exactly what we want. Don't press down on the meat while it's frying. Just let it sizzle undisturbed. This allows the heat to penetrate evenly and keeps the breading nice and airy, not compressed. When it's golden and crispy, transfer it to a plate lined with paper towels. This will help absorb any extra oil. Let it rest for a minute or two. This will also make the crust a bit crunchier. And just like that, our schnitzels are done. I like serving them with fresh vegetables, but they go well with pretty much anything. Rice, mashed potatoes, pasta, or even French fries. If you want something lighter, a side salad is a great option. Easy. Let me cut one open so you can see what it looks like inside. The meat is super tender, perfectly cooked, and the crust is crisp and flavorful. This dish is truly satisfying. Try it. I think you'll love it. It comes together quickly and tastes amazing. By the way, if you don't want to cook everything at once, you can prepare a batch in advance. Bread them all, store them in the fridge, and fry them the next day. It saves time and still tastes just as good. I personally love quick and easy meals that don't take all day to make. Thanks so much for watching and cooking with me. Subscribe to Sveta's menu, like the video, and leave a comment. I always love hearing from you. I'll keep sharing quick, tasty recipes just like this. See you next time.